All right, there it is. All right, cool.
Let's share this.
So, ladies and gentlemen, introduce yourself for the people that don't know.
My name is Reese Salkin, a.k.a. Wolftraproad. I'm from Yorktown, Virginia. Skateboarder, musician, artist. Pretty much, that's it. Film. I do everything, kind of.
What came first?
Well, technically first, music. My dad's like a drummer, so growing up, I always had like a drum set, just like around the house. Like first Christmas gift, like the main one was like a drum set. So pretty much music, and I would do that until like 5th grade. Just never had any friends that did it, and in 5th grade, I started to make like skate friends. So I would kind of like fuck with the guitar a little bit, like had like a shitty like 1-string guitar. And pretty much like just like anything, like once I had friends with skating, it was like, okay, well, I'm going to do this because I'm just like doing this by myself.
So the skateboarding came after the music?
Yeah, technically it really did. I always kind of forget that because it kind of like took over, you know?
Yeah.
Like skating did. But yeah, like I always just was like kind of musical vibes. Like my dad, even my mom could kind of like play like little drums. But my dad was like really into that.
So like growing up, what kind of music do you listen to? Like do you remember like your first time you like found a song that you really liked? You're like, oh shit, I fuck with this shit?
Dude, it sounds, I know. Okay. So my brother was a really good influence on me. Like, he was really into Pharrell, like being from Virginia, like I'm right outside Virginia Beach. So my dad, my mom, and my brother had like really sick music influence. I would listen to like a lot of Pharrell, Kanye West, like a little bit being younger. Trying to think of like the first stuff I really liked was probably just like, dude, it was honestly like probably more rap stuff that I remember listening on a CD, like my brother's CD player. Besides that, I would just listen to whatever my parents listened to, like pop music.
And what they liked, were they pretty like well-rounded, or were they kind of family just listen to just specific genres?
Dude, super well-rounded. Like I definitely owe them a lot for like any of my like taste is like definitely like my dad would just listen to like kind of like rock, but like almost like, you know, the band The Roots? Like,
yeah.
You listen to like stuff like that and like pop music. Maybe a little bit of country, but not really. My dad was just more into like other stuff like that. And then my brother would listen to like Bone Thugs and Harmony and like, I don't remember listening to like anything too like, it was all just kind of like smooth vibes. Yeah. And then by like 5th grade, I was into like 50 Cent. Like I had that CD. Like
yeah, dude, that shit's 50 goes hard.
Like 5th grade. Game. 5th grade was like when I can like really remember like getting into like my own stuff. Like the Blink-182 album came out. My babysitter bought me that.
How old are you?
28. I just turned 28.
Okay, cool.
So like 2005, I was like in 5th grade or something like that. So that came out. I had like the 50 Cent CD. Those are, and then like, yeah, Green Day was like hardcore too.
I really never was like a fan of Green Day. I was a Blink-182 or Die.
Yeah.
It was Limp Bizkit.
Oh,
Disturbed. Because I'm from New Mexico. So it's like the influences like Limp Bizkit, Fred Durst, fucking Wu-Tang, like the most fucking Alan Jackson. So it's like all over. Because like
exactly
in Albuquerque, you have essays that are straight bumping country.
Okay,
and it's
that's
like,
tight.
But then they're straight fucking Mexican music or it's anything. So my music, I love it all, bro. Like I love it all. I'm not a really big fan of like ska or anything, but yeah, growing up, the Blink-182 album was was amazing. Mm-hmm. And then that being said, like I was listening to your music today, and I like a lot of it. It's really good. I'm a fan of it. Have you ever thought of doing country music?
Dude, it's crazy. Like the last song like the one I'm working on right now is like damn near country as fuck. Like sometimes it like people will tell me like they can hear it like in some of my songs. Like there's some songs where you can hear like it's kind of country vibes. I have some that are kind of like banjo. Like like I'll mix it like where it's like a banjo and like some crazy like loop that's like kind of hip hop loop. So I kind of will do stuff like that, but I've never done just like a full on like, all right, here's like a country song like right now, you know?
I really think you should probably like, I'm not telling you, but it'd be cool to hear it. I think it'd be really cool to hear because like your vibe, your voice, and what you talk about is kind of country.
Yeah.
But you also kind of have, I feel like, an influence from like Lil Peep.
Definitely.
And kind of like Lil Peep, who else is Spooky Black? You fuck with Spooky Black?
Yeah.
So it's like
no,
that.
definitely.
And I think if it just, I as a fan like of listening to it, like I was like, holy fuck, he could be fucking a star doing country music.
Dude, that's fucking sick. That's so sick.
So I don't know like what a Yellow Wolf. Yellow Wolf was I don't know if you fucked with Yellow Wolf at all.
I've never really listened to him, but I know like I've heard of Yellow Wolf. But does he do stuff like that?
He was like a rap. He was really big in rap, and then now he's a big country scene. But it's kind of the same shit. I jocked Yellow Wolf shit a lot, and I started dressing like him and shit.
Yeah.
Just had that influence. He had like that rap country type
yeah,
shit.
where you're like, this is sick. Like,
but that's when he was rapping.
Like that.
That's when he was rapping, bro. And yeah, so going back, do you so skateboarding? Did like the skate videos or anything kind of influence more music of your taste or anything like that?
Definitely when I was younger. Like I remember just like being like 14 or something. Like all like my friends. It's probably similar with BMX, but like it'd just be like. Our MP3s were like mainly filled with like skate soundtrack stuff. So definitely when I was younger, but then kind of like I kind of got over that kind of early on. Like at least when I was like in high school, I started being like, okay, like this is a little bit played type thing of listening to like the same exact stuff.
Yeah, because like it seemed like things are changing a little bit, but I guess it's East Coast, so I don't know. It might be a little bit different than West Coast, but. That's why I didn't really fuck with a lot of BMX videos besides like this brand called like Animal Bikes. Yeah. Because Animal Bikes had 50 Cent, Big L, and a bunch of other rappers, and like the normal BMX videos just have like weird like emo fucking.
Yeah. You weren't into like the scene shit.
Yeah, but I was, but in for like it had its time, like I just wanted a vibe because I've always, I guess like kind of grew up in kind of like a. People bumping Big L, Wu-Tang, and like I always like rode to that. So I always lived to see a vision of seeing videos like that. I never like rode to like Minus the Bear and like all the,
I feel like even skate, it had like a lot of similar shit in skating. And like, dude, definitely when I was like 15, I was like, I'm about to use the same song for my skate edit that was in this like famous skate video. Like you're not thinking about it like that, but like that like kind of went away like pretty hard once I started kind of getting into my own like. Being like, oh wait, no, like, not as much as I wanted to like do what other people were doing, but more like, wait, I should be like setting the vibe or something like, we need to listen to different stuff or something like that. You know what I mean?
So that's when you started kind of playing with the idea of making music back then, or?
Yeah, well, no, dude. I never thought I would be like vocals or anything on it, but that was when I kind of started getting into like stuff where it was more like I would show somebody and they were like, I don't know if I like this, and I'd be like, okay, well. Fuck, like I like it, but like, dude, yeah, like I don't know. So kind of when I started going on my own different little like lane with the music, like shit I like to listen to, not just like shit that was like cool at the moment of like, oh, like this is acceptable to listen to or something. Like I don't know, like even when like the emo like stuff like that, like like a lot of people would be like the modern emo maybe like a few years ago, like when like Juice WRLD, Little Peep, all that, like. I was like my only out of all my friends, like I felt like I was the only one that listened to that, and I would show people and they'd be like, "This is sick, okay," like, and I'd be like, "No, like this is like the shit," like you know what I mean?
Yeah. What did it kind of like make you feel out of place that you listen to the shit like that?
Definitely. Like I kind of just like I liked it in a sense, but it definitely makes you feel like somewhat like after a while of doing everything like where you're like kind of like by yourself and you're like, am I like crazy or like. Well,
it's just a lot of emotion in those songs, so it kind of makes you feel like a sad boy in a type of way. But I don't know. Have you ever like struggled with addiction growing up, or did you struggle around shit like that? That might have
more like my family wise, like with like addiction type stuff. I was like super depressed, dude. Like I don't even know why. I mean, I guess like family getting divorced vibes. Like when I look back now, but like when I was like 15 through like, dude, like 17, I would just come home from school and just be like. Dude, I don't know why. I was just like sad. Like,
and that was during the parents splitting up?
Yeah. And like looking back, I'm like, oh, that was why. Like, I didn't know how to deal with anything. Like, nobody's perfect. Like, I don't blame anybody. But like looking back, I'm like, oh, dude, like shit was kind of fucked up. So like, that's why I would come home and just kind of be like why don't I just feel happy? Like, I have a good life. Like, like I didn't really go without, but it was just like.
And in that time, were you leaning on the skateboarding?
Yeah,
and what were you listening to back then?
Let's see.
Because sometimes you just listen, like, there's music I can't listen to anymore because it brings me back to, like, that shit, like, feeling, and I don't like that.
Dude, definitely. No, there's definitely is. Like, I don't even know, honestly, like, what I was listening to in 10th grade. Like, I would literally have to, like, look at my phone. I definitely had some sick, like, shit I was listening to. I remember getting into, like, Pink Floyd super hard. Got into Pink Floyd. Like, I basically had this dude, Grant, who I got to shout out, Grant Forbes, rest in peace. I had a friend who filmed in Virginia Beach, so I lived like 30 minutes away. And around that time, kind of coming out of like 16 to 17, I would start to kind of more skate, like street skate, and go on like trips, like.
And
like
you're in that time you're a park skater?
Yeah, like I was growing up, just would always like every day beg, like, dude, can I please go to the skate park? Like, that's all I had, like to look forward to, you know. So I would do that until like 16, 17, and then I made this friend. His name's Grant. Was by far the most like artistic impact on me. Like, I was really like, I wanted to get into Pink Floyd. He was already like super deep into that. Like, he would kind of like, I think he would like experiment with like DMT and shit like that. This motherfucker was so ahead. Looking back,
he was older than you?
Yeah, he was like 20 when I was like 17.
Yeah.
Felt like he was like 40 years old with like his like mentality. And he would just like put me on to everything. He's like, no, dude, like, okay, like he saw something in me, but he'd be like, okay, like show me just like sick music influence, stuff like that. So the only thing I can really remember at like 17 was like around those times music wise, like off the top of my head, is like getting into like Pink Floyd, some like nostalgic like 80s vibes from him, and just like bands that I never heard of where he's just like, dude, this is sick. Like, check out this guitar and shit. And I'll just be like, damn, okay, this is like a whole like atmosphere in a song. Like,
yeah.
So that's when I started getting into like really being like, feel like tapping into like my like, damn, okay, like creative exploring was like around that time.
Damn, dude, Pink Floyd makes you feel away, bro. It was legit made stoner music and like acid. It makes perfect sense.
Dude, you could just like sit there and like, I don't know. I would just listen to like, my favorite song was Any Color You Like. And it just starts out like, yeah. And you could just like look at the stars and feel like crazy. Even if you're not like doing any drugs or anything. Like, I didn't even smoke weed back then when I like got into that. Like, I was a late bloomer.
Yeah, I'm the complete opposite. I was an early bloomer, and it kind of messed up my brain now, and it's
Dude,
all good.
I feel you. I was a late bloomer, and it messed up my brain.
So how did you get into skateboarding?
Dude, so pretty much kind of always like messed with everything, like rollerblade, played like a little bit of sports, and then
what sports?
Football.
And how long did you play that for?
Dude, when I was in like probably like second grade, skipped fourth grade or like fifth grade, like second grade to fourth grade, and then played from like 6 and 7. So I don't know, like 5 years or something. Felt like for fucking ever. And I played for middle school. And at that time I was like starting to like learn skate tricks and like go to the skate park and shit. And then they were like kind of being like, oh, you're not supposed to skate when you do this. And then like the skating was I was just like, all right, like, nah, I'm over this.
So
like,
the coaches were saying, I don't want you skateboarding?
Yeah, pretty much. I remember that being a thing, like being like, oh yeah, well, Tom got hurt. He broke his arm like skateboarding, and like now he's not going to play the rest of these games. So like you guys shouldn't be doing anything that like, and I'm like riding the bench on football. Like I'm like,
oh, so you weren't like a star player or anything?
No, like, I'm not gonna lie, it was kind of nice. Like, what I would do, like, bro, I was like this tall, and I would like, I could like tackle. Like, I had heart. I will say I had heart. Like, I remember they always would just tell me that. They were like, bro, you like go for it, you know? So I was always like riding the bench. You practice as much as everybody else, but you don't even get to play. So I remember just like 7th grade making the team and being like, bro, I would get out of school, go to middle school football, and then I would go to rec football after.
You're doing 2-a-days?
2-a-days.
Holy fuck.
And I'm like, yeah. And I was like, okay, like loving skateboarding. And I was like, okay. So I kind of just like got out of that. And they kind of knew it was up there. Like, yeah, like, okay. Looking back now, I'm like, dude, thank God. Like, I'm like 5'10" on a good day. And bro, I'm so small. Like, I'm like, what do I want to be? Like a pro football player? Like, dude.
And how were your parents during that time? Were they supportive and wanted you to play football or no skateboarding at all?
No, they were like, dude, my parents, like, I would say were like, so, dude, they were like cool parents. Like, they were like friends. So, like, anything, like, it was more just like, dude, like, you're over it? All right, like, okay, we don't have to take you to practice anymore. Like, okay, like that's cool, you know, like never pressured me into anything, which was like really sick. Like,
and you got that feeling like when you went to go football, you just couldn't get skateboarding off your mind and that's all you wanted to do?
Yeah, just pretty much like felt more like my shit instead of like, dude, I just hated practicing, dude. It was miserable, bro. And like these old guys are just like running you like, and I just think about it now. I'm like, dude, that is fucking insane.
It's crazy how much dedication, I mean, it takes a special like military type mind, and I love sports. But for me personally, my personality doesn't do well with it. Yeah, but I am competitive, but it's just not that because I used to race BMX.
Okay.
And I was never competitive, and you see people, parents, if I beat them, they fucking beat their kids, they smack them. What the fuck
like,
is
what
on?
The fuck?
Yeah, and like that was it was never like that for me. And I could see exactly why you got over it, because it's probably the same exact reason why I did.
Yeah, just weird vibes. Like, it's like, dude, like, come on, like,
when
everybody's trying. Like,
when did you start feeling like you wanted to take skateboarding very seriously?
Well, I think maybe because I started doing contests. Like, I don't remember. Well, I do remember before I could do any tricks, I would just look at the magazine. I was like, dude, I'm trying to dress like this. Like, I was like, this would be sick. And I don't even know when it kind of was like, all right, I want to do this for real. But I started like doing contests when I was younger, and I would kind of like do good. Like at first, dude, I chickened out of my first contest. Like my dad drove me like 30 minutes, and I was like, walked in there, saw this dude do this trick that like, looking back now, it's funny. Like the trick that he did, like knowing skateboarding, I'm like, dude, you were intimidated, but I saw a trick he did, and I was like, Dad, we're out of here. Like we're leaving. I'm not doing it. And I started doing contests, and I started kind of winning like contests, and I remember like doing pretty good for a while. And I guess that was around the time when it was like, you know, I would have older friends talk to my parents and be like, or my dad, and be like, hey, like he could probably like do something with this, you know, like he's pretty good. Like we'll buy him a board, or like, you know, I would have people kind of like, I guess like older people at the skate park kind of like dropping knowledge on me, being like, oh yeah, maybe you should like go this route, or like do these tricks. Like, yeah, like my dad would just be like, one time I remember him going up to this dude and just being like, yeah, like he wants to do this, so like whatever you like, just drop some like knowledge on him pretty much. The dude was like, all right, don't do this trick, like don't be doing that, which is funny to think about now.
Yeah, like
but
Big
like,
Brody type shit.
Yeah, Big Brody, but he's like, stop doing this shit, like do this, like focus on this. And like at the time I was just like, all right. And like looking back now, I'm like, okay, that was sick. But like also a part of me now is like, bro, like fuck that, do whatever you want, you know, like if I was to tell a kid now. But like,
yeah, and that's what I kind of learned too, because I grew up with the same exact older people
like
coming out to do 500, but nowadays people are doing completely opposite things. Like, people are gonna do whatever the fuck they want to do.
Exactly,
like,
and you
some
can like
tricks
go further like that now.
But it's like some tricks shouldn't be done at all.
Yeah,
but it's like, but people don't care, because even the shitty tricks that weren't supposed to be done are now the cool tricks, because it's like a hipster thing to do.
Yeah, it comes back. Like, dude, I used to do this trick with Benihana.
Yeah.
Bro, anybody who knows me, do you know what that trick is?
Yeah. It's when you kick back. Yeah.
And like, bro,
I fuck with it. I fuck with the Benihana.
That shit was my damn near signature. Like, bro, like I loved that trick, and I would do it. And I remember like people would be watching my like skate park footage, be like, dang, that was like the 7th Benihana. Like at the time, I was just like, bro, I don't fucking know. But like, I remember that being like a thing, like, oh, maybe like do less of those. And I'm like, dude, fuck it. Like now I'm about to do a Benihana like right now, because I think that's like sick to just be like, oh, you're telling me to do something, I'm about to do the opposite. Yeah. But like, I just remember like certain tricks like that, people would be like, oh yeah, maybe like chill.
What age group? What age group were you starting to win contests, or actually starting to take that seriously? What age were you?
Right, like 14 to like 16 was like my short stint of like, I could like go to a contest and like do kind of good. Like,
were you skating for anyone at that time?
Maybe just the skate park I would go to. It's
and
called
which one
Anti-Gravity.
Anti-Gravity?
Best skate park I've ever fucking been to in my life. Like,
it's still there?
It's gone now. But dude, let me tell you, like, growing up where I lived, no skate park. Like, I had to drive like 30 minutes to the skate park, but it was like a movie. Like, my dad called me in like 8th grade, and he's like, dude, my dad was in the tool companies. So like, he would like go and contract for people or whatever. And like, he's like, dude, they're building an X Games. He said this, I swear to God. X Games quality skate park across the street from Leslie's, who is my aunt, which is like 10 minutes away from my house. So literally across the street from my aunt's house, they built like the best skate park I've ever been to this day.
Holy shit.
And like, my dad would hook them up with tools, and they would kind of be cool to me. Like, I had to pay at first, and then I think I got sponsored by them around that time, like 15, 16, where they were just like, okay, you can skate here for free. But I didn't have any like real sponsors until like I was like 18.
So during that time, were you looking up to any skateboarders in particular at that skate park?
Dude, definitely. Because we would have, I don't know, Gilbert Crockett.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, I've heard of him.
Yeah,
Yep.
so that's like my all-time favorite. Him and Pat Burke. And Pat Burke skates for like Slave. So those are like my favorite like influences. You know, those dudes are from where I'm from, like pretty much. So those are like the first dudes I would see that I was like my friend would be like, dude, that's so-and-so. And I'd be like, oh, wait. And I would like look him up and I'd be like, oh my God, you know, like I could do this maybe too. And they were always really cool. Like Gilbert was super nice to me. Pat Burke was super nice. You know, like, felt like we were having full on conversations when I was 15, but like, you know, when you're young, like anything they say, like, oh, that was sick, or like, hey, what's up, dude? You're just like, dang, like that dude was cool, man. Like, and he's pro. Like, so pretty much Gilbert Crockett and like Pat Burke I would see. And then like some other friends that were really good.
And did they end up trying to push you at all when you started getting a little bit better? Did they start skating with them a little bit or anything?
Yeah, like a little bit, like very brief. By the time I was like 19, I think I would like go to Richmond, and I was like friends with like still friends with them. They're called the Bust Crew, and they're in Richmond. That's like the crew in Richmond that it like they're super sick.
Richmond
dudes.
has a solid crew
Dude,
right now for like bikes and skating, because I see a lot of it, and dude, I need to go to the
Yeah, I was talking to like Eddie and like Brandon. I think that they've gone to Richmond.
Yeah,
and,
for
like,
sure.
Biked, like but yeah, so that like that crew, and I would kind of go there right before I moved to California and like go on sessions with them. So like pretty much right before California, I like became kind of more like friends with them instead of like, oh, I would just see them at the skate park type thing. So I would like drive my car up there and like go skate.
Well, do you remember your first skate trip?
Yeah, I remember my first North Carolina skate trip. Like, I was with my friend Kevin and like this dude. We met up with this dude Jevons. Like, dude, if you ever go to North Carolina, like, this dude has like every spot. So we just like went and skated with him. That was like my first time going on like a street skate trip. Besides that, it would be like going to like skate parks around Virginia type shit. You know what I mean?
Just like a skate park tour?
Yeah, exactly. Like, it'd be like, this weekend we're going to like Front Royal Skate Park in the middle of like a mountain in Virginia.
Those days, I miss those days because
So
it's
fun.
legit. All you give a fuck about was going to a new skate park. You didn't care about the party or like you didn't care about what was popping.
You didn't even care about really getting footage. Like, you wanted like skate park footage. You were like, oh, that's easy. Like,
you just go to just hit. I remember going to like skate park maps or something when I was growing up and just looking at all the skate parks. I've always wanted to go to Oregon, checking out those skate parks. Still never got it, but those are the fucking days,
dude. For real, like the skate park tours, like that's the funnest shit. Dude.
So when did you start filming for your first video part?
Was with my friend Grant that I was telling you about. Yeah. So that was like my first time. Like before that, I was kind of filming with some guys in Portsmouth, my friend Mitch and Jamie. Like that was the first time I had a VX like pointed at me, and I was like, oh wow, these dudes are good. Like I'm filming like, and they're making my footage look cool. But
and what they're gonna use that footage for?
They were gonna use it for a video, but it was one of those things that just like never happened.
Yeah.
And then my friend Grant, that was the first time he was like, yo, I'm making a skate video and like I want you to be in it. Like, and I just like filmed and I had like the first part in it, and it was like the sickest thing ever.
You were the filmer?
No, my friend filmed.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, I filmed with him. He was the filmer.
Okay.
And he was making like his whole video in Virginia Beach, and he had already had like one local video, but like it was really sick. Like, dude, I gotta show it to you. Like, just super sick editing. Like, people will bring it up to me like still to this day. Like, they like had seen it back in 2012. Like,
and that was a video part that you felt when you started progressing the most.
Yeah, that was when I was like hitting fucking handrails and like, yeah, like everything was almost new. Like, oh, I just like big spin front boarded a handrail, like, or like nose blunted a handrail. Like, it was like the first time for like all that, and yeah, he just like filmed it really cool, edited it really cool. So
how do you approach skateboarding? Because I know you're saying about like the contest and all that. How is your mentality? Is it competitive? Like even going in through a contest, do you take that competitiveness with yourself about getting a trick done or a video part? Like how does your mind work when it comes to something like that?
Yeah, like I used to like the contest, and then dude, it just died horribly.
Was that competitiveness though in you?
Yeah, that competitive, it goes into like, yeah, like I guess so. Like I'm just like, all right, like more so like putting on for other people, if that makes sense. Like, that almost gives me the drive to be somewhat, like, I guess you could call it competitive, but, like, the drive to just keep going. Like, I'm like, all right, I already went through all these things. Like, I got to make them proud type thing.
But was it competing with yourself, or were you trying to beat the next person?
I was more competing with myself, I think. I don't think I ever really cared about, like, getting first place. I just wanted to, like, do good at something, I guess. Like, but I don't remember ever being, like, more like, I got to have that, like, title. Like, I don't think so. I mean, dude, that's sick that people have that. Like, I'm not making fun of that, but I don't think I ever, like...
How come do you think a lot of people, like, street league skaters get so much hate for having that mentality? Is it just, you know?
I think because, like, bro, people just want to hate on anything. Like, really, like, it might not be my cup of tea, but I think anything is literally fucking cool. Like, anything is cool. Like, you got one life to do. Like, if that's what makes you happy at night to, like, have that competitive. Like, bro, they're probably really just competing with themselves at the end of the day. Like, yeah, like, they want to win, but really they're just, like, they're, like, the ones working, doing whatever they have to do, whether it be, like, 100 kickflips a day. Like, that's on them. They're not really doing it to beat other people. They're just doing it to, like, prove themselves. So, like, I don't hate on it, but I think people do because they, like, think it's, like, some, like, I think I'm, like, their shit. But it's, like, bro, like, maybe he is the shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like...
It comes down to, like, ownership, too. It's like skateboarding is not a jock sport.
Yeah, yeah.
But in reality, we all know that, at least in BMX, there's not too much money to be made, but there are people that make a shitload of money from it, and it comes with the contest and everything like that.
Trying to not work at fucking Domino's. Like, dude, I've worked at fucking restaurants since I was 16. Like, dude, every day I wake up, I'm like, all right, what am I doing today to, like, not go back to the restaurant? Like...
And I appreciate that, like, having that mentality of you working and stuff. So congrats to you, because a lot of people just don't have that mentality. They just want to, because I was one of that people, I'd just sell whatever I could, hustle. But I've always wanted a job, but I just never got one. But I would just never get hired for some reason.
Yeah, like,
I don't know why, but
dude, I've always wanted a job. That shit sucks. Like, any of those jobs like that. And you, at least you're like, dude, like, look at this. Like, this is, like, what I aspire. Like, maybe I'm not, like, exact same goal, but, dude, you have a shop. Like, those are things that, like, I want to do, like, one day, you know, have, like, a store. So, I mean, you do it. You do what you love, like, and seems like you don't stop until you're, like, you know, surviving off of what you love. Like,
yeah, and it's, at the end of the day, we're all kind of artists or whatever, so... Not only are we hard to deal with, but we both have these visions that we both want to do, and we want things done a certain way. And the only way to do that is just kind of do it your own way. And you just got to work and work and work. Yeah. And that's why you're doing your music.
Double time, bro.
Yeah, that's why you're doing your music and you having a job. It reminds you of, like, fuck, I need to kill it in this because I don't want to go back to this. Yeah. I was homeless for 10 years, bro. Before this, I was living on couches. I was legit homeless. I lived in a tent in back of in Denver in the winter. Like, I lived I do whatever, but I just didn't. I had that mindset and, like, always manifested something more and more and more. But I always tell people I'm okay with being a millionaire living in a mansion. I'm okay living in a van. Yeah. It's just the happiness is what matters. Is you need to be happy with yourself before anything matters, you know?
Yeah, literally. That's
true. So making money is obviously cool and all, but if you're making money and you're not happy, then it's pointless, you know?
No, dude, that sounds, like, miserable as hell. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm like, all right, I'm going to take, like, I know that there's, like, a window for what I'm doing, and it's like, I'm going, like, full on in this because, like, I just always have told myself, like, dude, I can always, like, go back to the basics, square one. I can make money always. Like, I'll always be able to work with my hands or do something. But, like, I'm not fucking happy doing that. Like doing the regular thing. Like, I know for myself, like, I'm just not happy. Like, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter if I get the commas coming.
It makes it hard for you too because people see you as only a skateboarder. I feel
yeah.
And you're a rapper. Like, nah, why the fuck are you trying to fuck with me? Like, why do people just want to put you in a box? So it's really hard. Do you feel that way? I think
they're like, dude, honestly, I was expecting to feel like that type of shit so much more because I did make music for a while before I ever, like, put it out there because I was, like, self-conscious. Like, I was like, fuck, like, what are people, like, blah, blah, blah. And, like, because of that thought, I haven't really experienced too much of that. Like, a lot of times, you know, I will meet people and they'll, like, know, like, say I meet, like, some music people and we're just talking about music shit. And then, like, they'll find out, like, oh, wait, like, they'll go to my Instagram and they'll be like, they'd be like tripping. They'd be like, wait, you skate like this? Like, oh God, like, you know, something like that. And like, you could tell like their mind is like, oh, like they just want to know more about the skating and stuff. But I haven't felt too much of a box. Like I would have expected way more, but I felt like a lot of support in a weird way. Like for sure, I was like, bro, so many fools. Like I was like, dude, my sponsors, like, all right, beginning of COVID, I like put all my music out there, and I was just like, this is either gonna go one way, like they're gonna be like, we cannot fuck with this kid, or it's gonna be like, we need to fuck with this kid. And like, it's been more so like the support, which I'm like, dang, that's like really sick. But like there is that stigma, and dude, I have friends that like make music, but they don't really like, they're skaters, but you can tell, like I'm like, oh, like I realize like, oh, I really don't give a fuck. Like I can tell like they really like, they're like afraid of what like people are gonna say.
They're pro skateboarders?
Yeah, and like they do the music stuff, but I'm like, dude, you guys are thinking fucking like too hard right now. Like you guys.
Why do you think they care so much?
Dude, I can relate because.
You think it's a backlash from the fans or the sponsors?
I think it's more like, I don't know if you want to call it like the industry or whatever the fuck. Could be a mix of all of it. I think that they're just afraid of like, dude, like, I don't know. Like, I fuck with skating. Like, that made me who I am in a big sense. Like, a lot of it is like what made me. But it tries to play like super like not judgy vibes, like whatever. I don't give a fuck. Like, motherfuckers be judging the hell out of you. Like, and I'm like, okay, so am I supposed to just dress like you? Like, I don't want to dress like you. You know, like when I first started dressing, like when I first moved out to California, dude, I was just like, oh, fools were like kind of like mean in a sense sometimes. Yeah. A lot of people looked out for me. Some fools were mean. And like, they would just be like, why are you wearing that? Like, and I'm like, oh, I guess I should wear like denim in a fucking black shirt because like, I don't want you to talk shit on me. I'm just trying to like.
So you kind of, you try to fit in, or it wasn't like a big fuck you? I'm
like at first I would be like, oh shit, like these dudes are like about to damn near like kick me off this like vibe if I don't just like go with the flow. So I would kind of like be like, oh, maybe I should just wear like jeans, and like that lasted for like a little while, maybe like I don't even know how long. And then I was just eventually it just was like, I don't give a fuck. Like I was just like, dude, I don't care if you don't fuck with me, like whatever. So I would dress like however, and to this day people like look at me like, oh, motherfucker has pigtails on. Like, you can tell, like, they look at me, they're just like, hey, what's up, dude? Like, you know, but it's just like.
Yeah, that's lame. Like, I embrace people's individuality. Even if I don't fuck with it, I embrace it and accept it.
Right, you're like, dude, they're doing their thing.
Yeah,
like,
that's what's cool,
so
man.
cool. Like,
yeah.
And that's how I feel, and, like, that's what I try to, like, give to other people because I know what it's like to kind of, like, have people, like, looking at you. And like, I'm sure there's other things. I was just using skateboarding as an example, but you know, like,
well, it's any industry. You're any industry, hate,
like, people, anything you're doing different, somebody's gonna be like, "Who's he think he is?" Like, I feel like I get that a little bit. Like, people.
Did your team members say anything about your like, yo, this shit's whack or anything like that? You're doing it?
No.
Because I know the team members could be pretty hard.
Yeah,
so.
well, I like my other previous sponsors was more like I felt like I had to like kind of be like, oh, I don't want to like.
And who was that?
It was like I skated for Foundation and like, dude.
Oh, did you?
Yeah,
oh,
yeah. So they were sick as hell. But like, once I went to Birdhouse, like, dude, I started getting flow for Birdhouse at like the peak of their like king of the road. Everybody was like, fuck Birdhouse, pretty much. Like, not like that, but like we're almost like, dang, these dudes are like gnarly. You know, like they were like, oh, and I was like, dude, these are my friends. Like, motherfucker, like y'all did a contest. You act like you didn't want to win. Like everybody wants to win. Like. And they won. Like,
it comes with that stigma again of like how there's two jockeys.
Yeah, like they were, and I was just like, all right, well, I know what the cool people act like, and to me, the cool people are dicks. So like, I'm about to fuck with like the misfits, which at the time was my friends over at Birdhouse, like Mills, Clive, like Clinton, all those dudes. Bro, they were always nice as hell to me. They never acted mean to me. They never judged me. Or anything, so.
And if they did, those dudes will tell you straight up.
Yeah,
like they don't like that shit because I know Clive and.
Yeah, but it wouldn't be like on some like.
Yeah, it's like.
Why are you dressed like? It would just be like,
yo, why? Like, what's up? You're
like,
kooky.
You're acting whack right now.
Yeah,
like, but it wouldn't be like.
I respect that a lot.
Yeah, it wouldn't be like we're picking on you.
Yeah.
And so once I started hanging out with them, this was like before I was posting my music or anything, but it was just like I would kind of dress a little bit different. Dude, I never felt one sort of way. You got David Loy. Bro, David dresses like crazy. I love that. Mm-hmm. And like, so once I started coming out of my shell more, I was already kind of with the right people. Like I maybe started to kind of do that a few years, like a year before.
That was around like the SoundCloud era, huh?
Yes, yes, exactly. So I would just like, you know, maybe I want to wear a bathing suit. Like, bro, I'd wear these orange shorts every single day. You could ask people around Long Beach. I wore these orange shorts like every single day for like months, bro. Like, in just like a dirty ass shirt. Like, but it was like sporadic. I remember one of my friends being like, "You dress sporadic." He's like, "I like it." I was like, "Yeah, dude. Like, I'm from like Virginia Beach, dude. And, like, fools dress like random as hell. Like, they wear like bathing suit trunks and like long socks and like."
But Foundation wasn't fucking with that at all.
They were.
What was this last straw of that one? Like, what happened with that?
Basically, dude, I just like. Oh, sorry.
You're good. You're good.
I just wasn't really going anywhere with it. Like, dude, I would literally be Flow for Foundation, and then like Birdhouse would be like, "Do you want to come on trips with us?" And I'd be like, "Oh yeah, I'm already skating with these guys." I didn't even realize that they were kind of trying to be like, "Do you want to skate for us?" I was just like, "Oh, sweet." And Foundation was going trips, and they'd just be like talking about trips, but like I'd be right there, and they would just be like looking past me, dude. And I'd just be like,
"And you think it was because the way you were dressing, or you just didn't really vibe with them?"
No, I just think that they just like, I don't know. I guess they just didn't really get me.
They benched you.
Yeah, like yeah. I just think that they were just like, like I remember some people being like, some of my friends telling me like hearsay, but just being like, "Oh, like that dude doesn't think you're like good enough to like do it or whatever," like type shit, and like something like that. I don't know who, whatever. Like, dude, like I'm saying, also they were really cool to me towards like, I'm just saying like everybody was kind of like, you know, I get it. You got this tight knit thing out here, and then kids move out to California every day, and they're just like hungry going for it. I was never really like, I was always kind of cool, so I don't know why. Like, you know, just like a nice like random kid, but I think that they just didn't really see the vision. But like my friends that were like Mills and all them, they just like fucked with me for some reason.
Yeah, those are like, good dudes. Shout out Adam Mills.
Yeah,
man.
I love
Clive.
Mills and Clive and all them. They looked out for me, dude. Like they were like, "Bro, you're good. Like, come with us." And like, you know, we just kind of had like the same comedy and like whatever. And like, dude, no bad talk on anybody. Like, I love everybody. I'm friends with everybody now. But just saying, like, definitely felt judged in like certain ways. And then like, I think it just like boiled over like a tea kettle to where I was like, I don't fucking care what any of you guys think. Like, kind of like, not really like fuck you, but kind of like fuck you. Like, yeah. If you don't like me, whatever. And that's why I always tell kids, like, and everybody who I like me, I'm just like, dude, when I started really being like, I don't care what you think. It's a constant everyday battle.
Yeah, it's the best to be yourself,
yeah,
honestly.
It took me way further. Like, it's taken me so much further in life. And then like doing my music and stuff, like I've been able to meet people and like start to do things that I never even dreamed of doing, like so far to where I'm just like, okay, like just go with whatever you want to do. Like, and that will take you the furthest. Like, I remember I wrote this on my wall, like randomly, like seeing some T Grizzly thing, but he's like, if you want to be like everybody else, who wants to be like who's going to want to look up to be like me? And it's like, exactly, like you kind of want to just be you, and other people can like see that in you and want to be themselves too. Like, you can't just be a carbon copy of everybody else. You're not going to go anywhere, really. Like, you're going to realize being afraid of what people think like actually hurts you. Like,
yeah, most definitely.
Like, it's going to...
But it's hard, though.
It's so hard.
It's just, well, because people just want to fit in, because especially when you come to California, you see all these fucking pros you see in all these videos on Instagram, and then they're right next to you. You're like, oh, shit, how do I act? Or, like, I don't want to...
Yeah, like, I don't want to blow this, like, you know?
But then you have people that just... are doing their own thing, don't give a fucking... The right people will gravitate to you in the scene, so exactly. Just keep doing your own thing.
Yeah, like, the people will come, like... And, dude, like, since I've moved up... Like, I just moved to Hollywood.
Yeah, what made you want to do that move? How long did you live here for?
Dude, like, 7 or 8 years in Long Beach. And, dude, just having, like, friends come and go. And I would just, like... Dude, when I would get, like, a different job, I would just be riding down the street, and I'm, like, on my bike, and I'm, like... Dude, I had this same exact visual 7 years ago. I'm not progressing. Like, it was like depression started setting in. Like, I was like, dude. And ever since I started doing my music more, I would just kind of be like, why do I feel like I should live in LA? And like, it feels good to be unique and like, you know, say I walk down the street with some crazy like parachute pants that have like paint all over them, and like people are looking at me and like, you know, you're like, oh, that's cool. Like, they're like noticing me. But there is something cool about kind of like meeting other people that like dress insane too, and I'll just kind of like want to kind of be like, dang, like that idea of living in LA kind of just kept creeping in on me. Like,
I can't believe you picked Hollywood Boulevard.
Dude.
I cannot believe it.
I went to like the gnarliest. Like,
bro, I don't know how you did that.
Dude, we didn't think we would. And then, honestly, dude, I love it. I don't even want to leave now.
Really?
I don't want to leave. Like,
bro.
Me and Dom talk about it, and we're like, she's like, maybe we'll try a different. I'm like, fuck, like, it's so expensive. But I'm like,
where is it?
It's like,
no, move where to?
She's thinking like maybe like Silver Lake or something.
Yeah,
like,
that makes more sense.
Yeah, I get it.
Not on some hipster bullshit, but Hollywood Boulevard, bro. It's just like no parking, it's just the weieirdest.
Yeah, luckily we have like a parking garage. But like,
there you go.
But no, I don't know why, bro. Since I was like 11 years old, I had Hollywood like on the background of my like aunt's computer. Like, I was just always drawn to California. Like, I wanted to live here. I wanted to live in Hollywood. I loved like watching MTV and like reality shows, and like to this day when I like get out of my car and I just like hit that right turn on Hollywood Boulevard, like, dude, I got my music on. Like, I love that trash. I don't know why, I just love it.
It's because of what you manifest. Yeah, it feels great being here.
Yeah, like I look at it and I'm literally like, dude, like it took a long time, but like the 11-year-old me is living his dream right now. Like, I drive through West Hollywood and look at the billboards and like, I don't know why, I just like love that. I don't know, like it's just like inspiring to me.
Do you skate out there at all?
Yeah, dude. And that's another thing. So I moved and I started like skating like double, because I only had like, I would skate with Mills here and like my friend Tyson and some of those guys I would skate, but like if they weren't skating, I would just be like in my attic making music like all day. And like I love that, but I just knew like, dude, like there's something more. Like I gotta like really go for like skating more, making more music, like just want to see where it like goes, you know? So one day I'm not just sitting there and be like, oh yeah, like I could have like, you know, like,
yeah, as long as you try.
I could have moved like and ran it up, and I'm like, nah, fuck that. Like, I'm about to run it up.
Who do you think the best skateboard rappers are right now, or musicians in general? Not even rap. Dude, the best skateboard artists.
Dude, the first artist that I would listen to that really skated was Nakel. Like, I would actually be like listening to his music at home, like on YouTube. Like, bro, I could sing like his words like crazy good, and I was like, this dude kills it. When I was like wanting to like put myself out there, he was a big inspiration of being like I was already making the music, but I was just like, dang, dude, like he's really on like some like, fuck it, like I'm skating, like, and he would kind of talk about it in his songs, and he would just like killing it with his music. And that was somebody where I was like, okay, like that's like the only person I really see doing it. And I was like, you know what, fuck it, like. And I had like other influences, like and like Little Peep, like I was already making music, and then I like see this dude who just like really didn't give a fuck, and I was like, dude, fuck yes, like I like thought that was just so cool. And I was like, dude, like one life to live, like I can't worry about these people. Like sort of same deal when I got on Birdhouse, like it's like, what are all these people gonna think? And I remember taking out the grease bucket I worked at the Pike, and I just remember taking out the grease bucket and being like, I'm fucking riding for Birdhouse. I was like, my favorite pro skateboarder right now does not give a shit if I take out this grease bucket for the rest of my life. Like,
so were you getting paid at Birdhouse at the time too?
No, I was like, I had been offered pretty much from Birdhouse, like, you can ride for us. And I was like, all right, let me think about this, because Foundation was my only sponsor I ever had.
And they were paying you?
No, not at the time. This was just like, hey, we'll bring you on to get boards from us, and we think like you can get on the team, but you have to like, it's not a guarantee, but we're open to you getting on the team.
That's Birdhouse or Foundation?
That was Birdhouse. Okay. So I plotted on it for a few days, because like those are my friends, and I could just tell them like, okay, that's like a big decision, and like, you know, I've put my whole life into this, I gotta like think about it. And then that was like what I really was just like, dude, like I can't worry about what anybody thinks, because like nobody's gonna like care about Reese at the end of the day. Like when they're going to sleep at night, they're not worried if I have a meal or a roof over my head. And like it wasn't like I knew Birdhouse was like, I just knew like, all right, I shouldn't worry about it. Like this could be like good for me. Like this is childhood dream. Like my first board was a Tony Hawk board. Like you know, like it just felt like, all right, this is like what I should do. And then that was like when I really was like, that was my first example of being like, I can't worry about what anybody thinks. And then like the second wave was like, okay, I have this music, I'm afraid to like show people. My best friends dude, at this point, they like love it. Like they're like asking me to play them songs. Like they're asking me to send them the MP3s. They're telling me they believe in me. Like I can do it. And I was just like, had like a little circle of, you know, people like being like, put this on Spotify, please. And at first I was like, I don't think anybody wants to hear it. And then I did it. And then it was like, oh, I think people actually like, they're getting something from this. And then it was just like a snowball from there.
Well, people see views as like, if 50 people, it doesn't look like a lot of views, but if you're performing for 50 to 100 people it's kind of a lot of people. And just if you just feel like there's a random person hearing your art, and if there's 100 people that fuck with your music, that's 100 people. Bro. That's a shitload of people that it just goes in waves.
Tell their friends.
But it's just if you hit 100 people with what you're saying, you could change their lives. It was even 100 people. Mm-hmm. So you just creating your own art I know people get discouraged and shit like, oh, it only got 1,000 or only got 900. Yeah. Like, no, dude, it's like if you got those consistent people that are listening, it's doing something, bro.
Yeah, like, no, dude, that's what like really keeps me going. Like at first it was like, you know, I would be kind of like depressed vibes, like real introverted like the last like few years. That was like the only thing that would just kind of get me like sparked. Like obviously skating would, but this like does something a little bit different for me. Like I don't know what it is, but I just feel like I'm really giving like everybody like all of me whenever I want to, like however I want to, like no filter, like you know, it's just me, like because I'll like make my own beats really, like only a few of my songs are like something else that somebody's made, or like so most of it was just like me putting all my like little influences into one thing. And like
I fuck with that song Energy.
Yeah,
I really like that song,
dude. If you like that song, that's crazy. I listened to that in like this morning actually, and like that's my example of just like being in my room just like late as fuck at night.
You could tell the progression. I really like California. I really like that whole that you did. And then you could tell the progression from just even your first one to the third one. So you're doing something. And it's good to know. But your second album is my favorite.
Okay. What is the cover? Do you remember?
It's the red one. It's the 2000. It was in 2000.
Am I like sitting there with like a pound of weed, or is it like?
Let me see.
Or am I in a red hoodie?
No, I think it's let me see. Isn't the whole California album? Is that what it's called?
Yeah, I have one album that's called that. So it's like this one, it's that one, is the California one, and then there should be another one. I don't know what's popping up. Maybe that's what you're thinking of.
Oh yeah, it's this one. It's California.
Okay,
California.
yeah. That was like the first like big project I ever did, where I was like, okay, these are on my computer. I'm about to like, if you fuck with my music, then I'm gonna like give these to all the people that like my music and like see what they think. And like, dude, it was so cool.
And then I really like that song Energy. That was from the Rig music, huh?
Yeah, I really like that one a lot. Those are just all the things I like kind of had on my computer, where my friend was like, hey, like Bandcamp is giving people royalties this Friday. And I was like, okay, I'll put my songs on there. And I posted on Instagram. And then that's when I started getting like these little chirps of people being like, how do we get this on Spotify? And I was like, oh, wait, okay, like you like this? Okay. And then like, I'd say like then the turning point was when I started getting like kids message me being like, dude, like you just helped me through like some like depression type things. And then I was
that's what I'm saying. It does something.
Like,
yeah.
Okay. Like now this is beyond me. And like now that like motivates me a lot to just like do something for like.
Has any artist hit you up at all? Or have you hit up any artist like with Nakel? Have you hit Nakel up or anything like that? Or you just don't want to yet?
Yeah, not really. Like with him, like I think he kind of knows I do my thing, but like we've never really chopped it up about it. Do you know who Gashi is?
That sounds super familiar.
He's like definitely got his thing going on. Like he kills it. He's pretty big in his like stuff. He does like kind of like pop music and stuff.
It's not the Asian shit, is it?
No.
Like Asian like type rap shit?
I don't think so. It's kind of like pop vibes.
Okay, I definitely heard just burnout.
No. He's been really cool. Like that's somebody I met. Like I did a music video. Like I was just skating in their music video, and like a few years ago, and I like brought my merch. Like, and it was like a young Pinch in Gashi music video. And like
Pinch is killing it too.
Yeah, he's super cool. Like, and I just gave them my shirts, and I didn't say anything to Pinch, but I said something to Gashi. I was like, yeah, dude, like this is my music, and I showed him this song that like I didn't even like post it, but it was like more like my like because when I first started, I would make more like I was kind of like scared to kind of be vulnerable. So I'd make like scary type, like kind of like somebody told me like, dude, you know who Bones is? And I was like, no. And then they showed me Bones and I was like, oh my God, like, dude, what the fuck? Like, that's damn near like same vibe.
That fool has a cult following.
Bro, I love Bones. Like, now I like listen to his shit. I'm like, dude, Bones is sick as fuck. Like, at the time, I didn't even know. And somebody showed me, like, you remind me of Bones. So it was kind of like more like that. And I showed it to Gashi and like, he was just like, listen to it. And he was like, he like looked at me. He was like, do you want to get signed? Like, and I was like, oh shit. At the time, dude, I was like, I don't know. Like, I was like scared, you know, like, cause I was like, I don't know if I want to be like famous yet. Like, I was like, that shit scared the hell out of me. So I was like, I don't know. I think I have something though. And he was like, dude, definitely. We've kind of like kept in touch. And then I just ran into him recently, like randomly in West Hollywood. And like, we just like chopped it up and he's like, dude, I'm like hella hyped on what you've been doing. And he like seen I did like the Xavier thing and like he was just like, dude, like let's get together and like figure some shit out. So he like wants to do some shit. But really within like the last month, I've just been like just now like meeting people like in the music world and Hollywood and like LA area, and they're just like, you know, like been going to my Instagram now, like we'll like exchange Instagram, and then they like see and they're like, yo, this is sick. Like, you know, because at first I'm not just like, I'm like, oh yeah, I do music, but I'm not like about to like show them everything.
Yeah, you don't want to put it. Yeah,
like,
be that guy.
Exactly. But so I'm starting to make like more people where I'm like DMing, you know, kind of like, hey, like they're like, all right, yo, like let's link soon, you know, stuff like that. So
how did that Xavier thing come about?
Dude,
explain to people that don't know what it was.
Okay, basically, there's this thing called like Cowtown Phoenix Am, which is like one of the biggest like am skateboarding contests, and it's in Phoenix. And basically, they do like really sick concerts every year. And I had skated in the contest a couple of years ago, and I got hit up, and I guess like they were trying to plan the show, and they were gonna have Xavier be like the headliner for the show. And the lady, someone, I think it was like Eric. Do you know Erica Yeri?
Yeah, I've heard of her. She used to do like a bunch. Yeah.
I need to reach out to her because like I haven't talked to her since. But what I've gathered is I think somebody recommended. I think it was her. Was like, hey, like you should have Reese like come and do it. Like, and the lady who runs, her name's Laura. I love you, Laura. Thank you so much. She pulled hella strings for me. But like, basically, the lady Laura was like, okay, who is he? Oh, he's actually skated at our contest.
So Erica put in the word for you.
Yeah.
Because she's a fan of your music?
I guess she like listens to my music.
Oh, okay, cool.
I think maybe, yeah, I really have barely talked to her in years, but so she like listens to my music, knows that I'm like doing whatever, started playing shows. So she told this good lady Laura like, hey, like you should have Reese come. And then Laura reached out to me, and I was like, oh, they didn't tell me it was Xavier or anything. They were just like, hey, would you like to play Phoenix Am? I'm like, yes, like 1,000% yes. Like, and dude, basically it worked out. Like, they pulled some strings, like, and yeah, Xavier sold it out. So I went from like playing like, I don't even know what my most show has been. Like, I've had like a couple shows that were like decent crowds, you know, like in Long Beach, where that's where like, you know, I've been living. I have like a bunch of friends. That's where like my main like music, like a lot of people would be like, yo, we know your music, like this shit's sick. So I've had good crowds there, but it was nothing like anything like at a real thing. Like I've done one at Halloween, was like at a real venue, and I had a good crowd, but it was maybe like 50 to 100 at the most. Like that's being generous. And then Xavier had it like sold out, and I was like,
bro,
they said it was 2,000.
Yeah, for sure.
And I was like, bro,
were you nervous?
Like, dude, it's so crazy. I was seriously not nervous until that morning, bro. I was just like, because my voice is super raspy, as you can hear. So like, my voice was kind of like super rasp at the like that day, and I was like, oh shit. And dude, I don't know. I couldn't shake it. I was just feeling like, dang, like I definitely had this like stomach feeling like, damn, like you're about to do this. Like this is about to be sick. And like a little weird feeling. Dude, as soon as I got to that venue, I was not nervous, dude. I was so ready. When I heard that crowd, like I've never even been to a big concert. So like that was the biggest concert I've ever been to. And I like heard the crowd when I was in like the little green room. And I was just like, Dude, I was like so happy. Like, I was
Were you getting
like,
drunk? Were you getting drunk?
Not really, dude,
No?
because I didn't even smoke or not. Like, I did because like I've gotten a little too tipsy on my first show I ever did. And dude, I was like, dude, this is too hard. Like, I was like, yeah, like I like spilled up a bottle of Patron, like the glass bottle, like shattered it in the middle of my little set. And I was just like, dude, I can't be getting drunk like that. Maybe I had a little sip of something, but yeah, I just went in that thing like fully sobes, like just like so high on like the fucking.
Did the crowd seem like they fucked with it?
Dude, yeah, like you know, like I can't believe, like looking back, like that was the first time I've ever opened for somebody. So like, I know what you're supposed to do. Like, you're supposed to play songs that like I really didn't even play songs that are like Xavier turn, which I have songs like that. I was just like, bro, like I was just like, oh, I'm gonna play my popular songs, like. Because that's like the formula I figured out with these other shows people like the best. And I don't even know how they didn't chew me up alive. Because they like, dude, I survived with like, I fucking pulled through like.
How long was it? 20 minutes?
It was 20 minutes.
Damn, that's a pretty long set.
Yeah, like, so I first come out there like singing one of my songs and like, you know, like it's damn near like emo. And at first like, you can see like they're just like, oh, but I did have like, I knew how to like turn it up. Like I had like Chief Keef I Don't Like playing. So like they were going fucking crazy for that shit. And then I just came out in like my fucking like trench coat that I like painted and shit. And I could tell they were like fucking with me like, yo. And after the first song I had a backpack full of merch. So I threw that shit out and they just went crazy. So instantly I kind of had like them kind of like going crazy for a second. I was like, okay, like they were kind of fucking with me. And like I think one of the songs I was like, okay, right when it started playing, I was told my friend, I was like, because I don't even have a DJ. So everybody I meet like the day of or day before, and I'm like, hey, can you like, here's the songs, here's what I want to do. So he doesn't know anything about me. I'm like, yo, cut this song out of it. Let's just go to my last one. I played the California song, and like I could tell like they were fucking with it, and like I got a pretty good like, you know, response, and I was like, damn, like bro. I've been to so many shows where they like chew you the fuck, like they chew the opener up and boo them the fuck off. And I was like, dude, I didn't even like play my like hard shit and I didn't get chewed. I'm like, dude, we pulled that shit off. Like, I was like, okay, like, and I had like, that was the first time, dude. Like, I've been skating for fucking years. Like, every once in a while, you know, if I go to skate, you know, people will be like, oh, are you blah, blah, whatever. This was fucking so sick, dude. Like, it was crazy. Like, at the end, like, me and Dom were there and like, she's like, Reese, you had like fan girls. Like, it was like, they were just like circling me, like getting photos. And I was like, dude, I've never experienced, like, usually I'm the one with like my friends, like getting people coming up, like, and I was just like, whoa, this is fucking crazy. Like, so I got like a good response from it. It was like the best moment of my life. Like,
that should give you inspiration to go more, man. Just
dude,
keep going.
I'm addicted like now. Like, I was high for like 2 days out of that. Like, dude, I was just like driving home from Arizona, like, so lit. My friends were just like laughing, like, and like everybody could just see how like hyped I was, and I was just like, dude, I'll do whatever, like, I gotta get in front of that many people, like, just to be able to say, like, when you're like up there and you're just like, what's up, Phoenix, like, let's go, and there's like
the energy is probably the best.
I was just like, I did not expect that. Like, I just said that and they like gave me that response and I was like, dude, like, that's crazy.
Did Xavier say anything to you?
I didn't get to meet him or anything. I just like stayed after, like went crazy for a show. It was so sick. And then he just followed me on Instagram after, and like he like went through my stuff on Instagram, but like we haven't even chatted. Like, but I can't wait to like meet him and just be like, dude, like, just
He's
thank
super
him.
cool.
I just want to thank him
He's
for the
super
opportunity,
cool.
because like, bro, like that was just like so crazy. Like, is everything I could have dreamed, you know? And like now I'm just like, all right, I can do it. Like,
yeah, man, you got
know?
it. What was the percentage of skaters to Xavier fans? Do you know?
oh, dude, it was Xavier fans, bro.
Oh,
Like,
so it wasn't like exclusive tickets if you're in Tampa or
if
not,
you
Phoenix.
are,
Fam,
yeah, if you
gotta
were
go.
in it, you did get tickets. But dude, I'd tell you, like, I could tell, like, that crowd, that was Xavier's
Xavier has a
crowd.
cult following as well.
He has a cult following, dude. They pulled up. I get there, bro. I never opened for anybody before. The line is wrapped around the block, and I'm like, yo,
fuck.
what the fuck? Like, this is crazy. And dude, they were sick, dude. I loved them. Like, they were so cool. Like, I don't know. I fucked with all of them. Like, it was so sick, and I loved Xavier's show. Like, I don't know. I'm a fan, so that shit was cool.
Yeah, it would be cool to see see you collab with like bigger artists and stuff like that, because
dude.
I really want to hear what this if you ever do country, dude, because people that listen to your shit might know what I'm talking about, even though it might not be your route, but it could be cool as an artist.
No, dude, I love it. Like literally, this song I just made is like this is my first time going and like, because usually I'll like produce my own stuff. And I went to my friend, his name's Madilla, shout out Madilla. He's an awesome dude. And he's like helping me engineer my first like song, and it's super countryed out. And so, yeah, like we'll see. I'm about to have an album come out like this summer. My like project, I have like a bunch of songs I've been like sitting on for like the last year or more. And I'm just like hopefully gonna drop it on there. But some people will be like, I've had a friend be like, I see what you're doing. Like, he knew, like, there were some girls that he knew that liked my music. And he's like, you know, at that point, he's starting to pay attention. He's like, okay, what's up with, like, he's like, I see what you got going on. He's like, you're a little country mixed with, like, he's like, okay. And I'm like, okay, like, and then I can kind of hear it sometimes. I'm like, oh, I sounded, like, really south right there. I want to say, even in the Energy song, I say something, but maybe it's not that one. I don't know.
What is your goal? What would you want to see yourself in a year? Playing festivals, touring? What give us a year plan?
Dude, ideally in a year would be like just me and my friends like going on the road, and like, Nate, you're coming. Let's go. Bringing all the content.
I'll vlog.
Yeah, like I want to do that. I love that. And like would be to like tour, like probably do US first, but dude, I want to go around the world and like take my music everywhere, and I just want to meet everybody that like likes it. Like that would be like the big goal, and just like work with bigger artists, kind of like really get my vision that's like in my head like to life, because like I'm starting to realize like I can do a lot. Like I've done everything myself so far, but like meeting up with my friend Madilla, I'm like, dang, he could really bring my sound to life. And then I have my friend Grant, who films all my music videos. Shout out Sacred System. He's filmed every single one of my music videos. My best friend I grew up skating with. And I'm like, dude, if we get a budget, like, then we can really bring what's the crazy shit that's in my head. So that's like really the goals, is like, you know, I want to be at the MTV Music Awards one day, and like I want to do all of it. But really I want to like tour and like meet all the people that like my music. Like I went to like Texas, and the day before I like posted, hey, I'm going to be in Texas. I might play some songs. And I have like a little following in Texas. And dude, these kids like drove like 3 hours.
Wow.
And they were so cool. They were like the coolest kids. And I was like, dude, like, we feel like we already know each other because you know my music. And like, if you like my music, like, that's so cool, because it's like kind of random, you know? And after doing that, I'm like, dude, like, I really want to like just keep like meeting all these people.
It's a high.
Yeah, I'm just like, I want to make those connections with those people, and like, it feels like you just have instant friends everywhere you go almost when they know your music. Like,
what does Tony Hawk think about your music? Has he listened to it at all?
Dude, I really didn't think he had, but I know for a fact he's at least heard one song. I've never like been like, Tony, I'll invite him to like my shows, but I went on back my Instagram.
Does he pull up?
He hasn't pulled up.
Tony Hawk gotta pull up on his hands.
He's gotta pull up. It'd be so sick.
Gotta clear the schedule.
He's got that schedule. I gotta fit him in. I gotta get he's got a gnarly schedule. But I did notice I had like posted a music video of mine, and he liked it. And I was like, dang, so he's at least heard this song. But I've got him some merch. Like I've got a photo with him like in some Wolftrap merch. So like he supports it. I know like some of the guys like will listen to my music, like Sean and like Lizzie. Like she'll bump my music, and that's just like the coolest thing to me. But yeah, I want to do a music video with Tony soon. I have like a song called Skate or Die, which is like one of my first ones.
Yeah, or that one, yeah.
And I'm like, dude, that'd be fun to get him on that one.
Hey, it's just a message away.
Yeah.
Let's go.
The right times, you know. But yeah, shout out Tony Hawk. He's so rad.
How often do you guys hang out?
Pretty rare.
Yeah.
But we communicate pretty well. Like we're all in a group text. He's super like, you know, anytime somebody messages group text, he'll message you back or like something like that. Don't know if I've seen him in a while, but you know, crazy schedule, but kind of more than you would think, I guess. Like, and yeah, mainly just via text and like Instagram.
What's your title at Birdhouse right now?
Am trying to go pro.
Hey, you got to keep going.
Yeah,
it'll happen. But is it kind of? Are you kind of like torn in between right now of dedicating your shit to being a pro skateboarder or the music aspect?
I always try to like, it's weird.
How do you balance it?
Pretty much balancing, bro. I just go with my gut. Like I'll get the feeling like I'll go, like, so I just put out a part for Shake Giant. So, like, the last, like, 6 months, dude, it's been, like, skate. Like, been doing my stuff, moved to Hollywood. Like, I was more skate all the time. And then so that part came out right before Phoenix with the Xavier show. Worked hard as hell on skating since then.
How long did you work on that video part?
Then? Probably like a year and a half. Or
shit.
Yeah, a little while. More so consistently for like a year, I guess.
Okay.
A little bit. I can't even fucking remember. I'm fried. But like, since the show and like seeing what, like, how that went and what I could like do, I've just been going with my gut, and I've been like, dude, I've still skated with Mills and gone to the skate parks and went on sessions, but I've really been like, all right, I'm like, I want to do my album. I'm putting in the work that takes. So I've been more like music stuff as the last like few weeks.
So how does it get you on a skate session? How does one get you on a skate sesh? If it's like, for you to come out, do you have to have a trick and go film something, or you just want to get out?
So most of the time, that's how I like to like do it. Like, I'll like.
Is it business, straight to business?
Yeah, a lot of times I do like that, because it's just like, bro, I've been fucking doing this for too long to be like, I can't just sit and like watch forever. Like, I started filming and shit just because I couldn't do that anymore. Like, I'll film a clip too instead of just sitting there. Like, I got like the camera set up and stuff. But like, sometimes, like, since I moved to LA, it's more like, hey, what are we doing today? Like, when I was in Long Beach, it was like I had to have an idea. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, I would just be like, I'm making music today. Like, I'm not about to just drive around here. But LA is a little different. I can like get on a sesh and like there's spots. These fools are going to like hella spots.
Are you working right now?
I'm Uber eating.
It's not bad.
Yeah, no, I fuck with it. I love it. Like,
how often do you do that?
Try to do it every morning, but it doesn't really work out like that. Especially since I've been doing like studio stuff. It's like staying up to like 3, or like even in my room, like I have like a home studio.
You record at your house, or do you go to any other studios as well?
Yeah, I just started going to my friend Madilla's, but besides that, everything has always been like in my house. And then like just now started to like make friends where they're like, hey, come, like I think you should get on a song with like, this guy. I'm like, okay.
Man, you and Pinch need to do a song.
I know, dude. Beach Boy shit.
I know. That'd be fire. That shit should be.
He's from Huntington Beach. I'm from Virginia Beach.
Yeah, that would be fire.
Yeah, it would be really sick. Like,
it's just so hard. Like, I can only imagine, because rappers are so about, like, it's just the persona. Nah, I'm the best. You know,
I feel it.
It's super, because it's like,
sometimes people just don't want to be.
Yeah, they don't want to fuck with you, or they fuck with you from a distance. It's just kind of same in the bike and BMX or the skate world, but it's just so much more. Not like, I remember when just working around a bunch of rappers, you have to play their music. That's it. They don't hear no other shit, nothing else. You have to just, it's like it's because it goes with the persona. It's like.
I'm not trying to be influenced by anybody else. I'm just I'm on my shit. Like, I'm trying to live. I listen to my own stuff a lot. Like,
as you should. I
mean, it's like, it makes me feel like some type of way. Like, it's like my therapy. Like, it feels like when I made it, like, those are my feelings. A lot of times I listen to just like other people too, but I can relate to that. Like, sometimes you're only trying to like just be in your own little world, Mm-hmm. Like, so I can definitely relate to that. But yeah, like, so far, I haven't really ran into, now that I'm starting to actually meet music people, dude, they're fucking cool so far. Like, It's been more like open arms, like, damn, you're like doing your shit, let's do our shit together. Like, dang, you like do your thing, like, okay, I fuck with you. Instead of like, they're not really judging me, which I've been like liking. Yeah. Because I'm so used to not saying like, I don't mean to be like, oh, skateboarding's judging, but I'm so used to not really being able to relate to anybody with that shit. Like, I don't talk to be like, I would never have anybody to really talk to be like, oh, like, you know that feeling when, like, I was literally watching an Xavier, like, interview recently, and he's like, if you don't know that feeling when you, like, make a song and you forget it, and then you listen to it the next day, and I literally was, like, with Dom, and I was, like, freaking out. I was like, dude, I've never heard somebody say that. That's, like, my favorite thing. Like, I'm just used to, like, not having anybody to, like, relate to with that. And, like, the last few weeks, like, to a month, been like meeting people where I'm like, dang, like, you do this. Okay, this is cool.
That's
like,
dope.
It's inspiring. Like, I'm like, I'm not crazy. I know I'm crazy, but I'm not like as crazy as I like thought I was, which is nice.
It's all artist perspective and what you think it is. Who's some dream collabs you'd love to do?
Chief Keef, do some like crazy. He's like my favorite.
Chief Keef's your favorite?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like as far as like, honestly, just all around like presentation, like everything. I just like fuck with them. Like, Chief Keef would be really sick. Justin Bieber, I love Justin Bieber. Dude, I know those are like the main two, but I don't know even like from there. But I just know those two. But there's so many more. But those are the only two I can think of right now, apparently.
Shit will happen. Just put it out there.
Yeah, like,
dude,
I imagine it.
Hey,
we would make a sick music video, dude. We would make some sick shit and some sick songs. But yeah, those are like people that like one day I look at, you know, when I like think to myself, I'm like, dude, like that's gonna be sick.
Who has the best album this year that you think?
Shit.
What do you think of you listened to Kendrick Lamar?
I haven't listened to it yet. That was like the first thing that popped in my mind, but I haven't listened to it.
Yeah, it's very. I respect it. I like it, but it's not for me. Yeah. I like that trap shit. I like all music, but I'm into like that trap shit.
Who's some other people that have like put shit out? I gotta like look at my phone.
Who else? Was it Baby Keem dropped some shit?
Okay.
Drake. Are we still in that same year? Drake, the Migos. Are we past that yet?
I think we're still in it.
Yeah, I think we're still in that year.
Did Drake? Oh man, I don't know.
Or was that last year?
Dude, I don't even. It sounds like bad. It's like, but dude, I don't even know.
I like the Weeknd album, but I don't even know what if that was this year.
I don't even think like people I listen to like that like even dropped an album, honestly. But like one dude that I do like think is really sick. Honestly, I only know a couple songs, but somebody I know who dropped an album that I do think is sick is NASCAR Aloe.
Oh shit, don't know anything about that.
Okay, he's sick and like he's kind of like underground vibes, but like he's definitely like blown up. But I thought like I just like his like presentation and shit and like stuff like that. But like I've only known like a couple songs and like his music videos are fire. But honestly, dude, I don't even know. Maybe I'm just too wrapped up in like my own world, which sounds like shitty, but like
it's not though. I don't know what I think. It's just
like,
that mentality.
Yeah.
Of what we come from. Of like me, like the skateboarding, BMX, whatever action sport mentality is like, no, it can't be like that. No, that shit's whack. No, I think it's perfectly fine, bro.
Yeah.
I think if you're happy with yourself and if you're stoked on doing what you're doing, it doesn't matter what anyone else
I got
thinks.
like too much shit on my mind to just be like, dude, I don't fucking have like. Somebody could say I have free time, but to me, I don't. Like, I don't have like the free time to just sit there and like really just like vibe out to music, dude. My ADD will like switch the subject so quickly. Like, I literally tried to lay down the other day for like 30 minutes. Within 5 minutes, I just got up, started working on a song. Like,
that's good though.
I just like, yeah, like I don't have that. Like, I just have to be working on something like to get where I'm going. I'm hungry still. I do not have money. Like,
I love it, man.
You know what I mean?
It.
Like, I'm not like, I don't have time to sit there. Like, which sucks because, you know, sometimes it hurts like other aspects. Like, you know, I'm like, sometimes I'm like not really present. Sometimes I feel like it's like my mind is just like somewhere else. But, you know, I'm just trying to get to where I'm like going, and like it's a lot. It's a lot of like not really like pressure, but like on myself. Like I know what I have to do, and if I'm not like working towards it, it's like so hard to like.
No,
like,
I get
relax.
it, man.
Like I can't relax.
I get it. I get it 100%, man. And
not until like, and I probably won't even relax when I am doing like that song with Justin Bieber. But like, you know what I mean?
Sleep when you're dead.
Exactly.
Real hustlers don't sleep. They taking naps.
Exactly.
You feel me? That being said, yeah, we're almost at like an hour. Yeah, we're almost to our mark. What any last words you'd like to say? Anything like that?
If there's any people out there that are just watching and like feel alone, you're not, because everybody feels the same exact way. Like all those like little feelings that you feel where you're like, man, they're living it up like on social media and all that. It's like, nah, they're still bummed on certain things. Like, be yourself. And like, try every day. It's a constant battle, but like, don't worry about what other people think. Like, you know, I wake up every day and I have to tell myself the same thing, but you know, that's it. Just be yourself, have fun. Like I know I'm a stress case, but like, you know, from an outside perspective, somebody would probably be like, dude, you don't have anything to worry about. You're chilling. Like, and that's the advice I give to people too. Like, you got nothing to worry about. Just like do what you love and be yourself. Nobody's better than anybody. Treat everybody equal.
Sick. And then what can we be expecting from you for the end of the year, from here to December?
I'm about to drop my album with some songs. Vacation. I'm gonna drop it. I'm thinking like June 21st or something. I think that's like Go Skate Day, the first day of summer, something like that. I already got like so many songs. I just really want to make them sound like good, and like I might make like I could make a new song tonight. I probably will. I think I'll be home by myself just like all night working on songs. So I'm gonna make a new album, Wolftraproad Vacation, and then I'm gonna do some LA shows this summer. I'm gonna try to get it like lit in LA, just like really show them like my energy, and maybe even a little tour, like if I can get the crew together this summer. But yeah, just expect Wolftrap. We blowing up this year.
There you go. And skating, any video parts, anything like that?
I'm trying to do a thrasher part. Like I already got some footage for that. So definitely before the end of the year, I'll be dropping my like thrasher part.
Sick, man.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. If you guys want to know more about him, it's gonna be linked in the description. Give your Instagram out right now.
Instagram, Young Salk, YUNGSALK. That's my skating, my like personal, whatever you want to call it. And then I have my Wolftraproad, one word. I grew up on Wolftraproad, around Wolftraproad in Virginia. So that's my music Instagram. That one I'm honestly posting more personal stuff on there nowadays. But yeah, like check it out if you like it. Thank you. If you don't, thank you, because it's not for everybody. So.
Hey, thank you, bro, for pulling up and,
Dude,
and doing this, bro. And cannot wait to see some more. And yeah, you guys go support, fucking show love, and say you're there from the beginning.
Yep.
Let's go. We out.
Golden Days.
GoldenDaysBikeCode.com, GoldenDaysBrand.com. Or no, it's GoldenDaysBikeCode.com, GoldenDaysMag.com, and at Golden Days Brand on Instagram.
Support a business, man. He's doing it
Hey,
himself.
we out here.
Till it's the warehouse.